Welcome to the writing warm-up every Monday and Friday at 10:15 from Jesse Stong and Playwright's Workshop Montreal. Where is my computer cam? Hi everybody, hello. How's everybody doing? Ooh, we got some early birds today. Thank you for coming. Very happy to be here again, 15 minutes every Monday and Friday. Hope my mic's working okay. Let me know if there's any issues. I don't know, it's been like days, weeks, months, years since I saw you all, but today I have a great activity for you. But I want to start off by saying that writing is hard. Oh, hi, everybody. Jessica, oh, hi. Thanks for joining us. And Mika. Writing is hard. It's really hard, and it doesn't get any easier as you start becoming more of a professional, established writer. In fact, sometimes it gets even more difficult because you know how much work it takes to really finish a job. You know, it's not just about those early days of inspiration. It's about finishing the work, digging in, keep on working even when you hate your play or your story. And there's self-criticism, there's doubt, you're exhausted. Even just the idea of starting another piece after you've done one, it's exhausting. So if you're looking at a blank page today and you're feeling like this is too hard, or you're feeling like I'm too stressed, or you're feeling like I'm not talented, or I can't do this, I can't tell stories, I suck, why am I doing this? You're probably in an okay place. It's probably better to be self-defeated and scared than cocky and arrogant and thinking, oh, I'm so great, this is going to be the next best thing ever, you know? There's moments of, wow, this is the best thing ever, and you want to celebrate those moments, but most of the time, that's not how it feels being a writer. I want to say really quickly, let's check out the fly cam, see if the mic's working. Can you hear me okay on the fly cam? Oh, you can see him over there in the corner. He's hiding all over there in the top left corner. Did that work okay? Could you hear me during that? I wanted to say my dad and stepmom asked if Fly is dead. And no, he's not dead. He's 17 years old. He lives with two 6-year-old boys who are out for a walk. So these are his 2 hours to sleep and relax. And if you're a 17-year-old cat, you sleep as much as you want to. Hi, Mark. How are you? Tamara, everybody, Catherine. Okay, let's get started. Let me share my charity really quick. Today's charity is by Deaf Spectrum. It's for deaf artists and interpreters. Sorry, I need one right now. But deaf artists and interpreters are also struggling in this crisis, in this pandemic, and there's a lot of funding going around for all kinds of artists, but this is a very specific targeted GoFundMe. So go to GoFundMe, Deaf Artists and Interpretation Fund. Okay, let me just find my notes. Oh no. Hold on. Just kidding. I'm not even looking for notes. I was just trying to demonstrate today's activity, which is tension gets attention. I thought of that last night at midnight. Tension gets attention. I thought, put that on a t-shirt. That's today's activity. What are the tensions of your play? What are the tensions of your story? How do you exploit those tensions to the fullest extent? Because tension is what keeps people watching. I hope you fell for that little trick there. I wanted to use as a really good example is The Mountaintop by Katari Hall. It was just done by Black Theatre Workshop. And The Mountaintop is a really great example of playing with tension and understanding the tension. It's kind of like a unity play, like everything happens within this moment in this hotel room. And it's Martin Luther King Jr., and he's just made his mountaintop speech. So he's just come out of a major climax. And we, the audience, know that he's moving towards his assassination. He doesn't know that, but we know that. And the whole play is him kind of reviewing his life after this major moment, leading towards this next major moment, right? It's these two tensions. He's coming down from one tension, but the other tension of his position is rising. And so the whole play, you're just feeling the tension of it rising and rising and rising. And your job is to be aware of all your tensions, to make sure your tensions aren't competing with each other, and to make sure you're not diluting them or distracting your tensions. Every scene has a tension, a motor that has to keep the scene alive that you can't lose. Every moment of a story has a tension. Every line of a story feeds the tension. Every word feeds the tension. So you have to intensify tension and not disrupt the tension or confuse the tension. Hi, Justine, how are you? So what we're going to do is I want you to just think of a character, or characters even today. It could be one you're already working with. It could be brand new. And I want you to think about a major change that happens to them, a major moment of change. It could be like something interpersonal, like a divorce or a fight. It could be something political, like a pandemic that forces us to all stay inside with our children every day. No, but it has to be a moment, a big change in their life. And just play with anything. If you have nothing, invent something today. It can be any character or characters and any moment. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to think about it. Let's go to fly. A character and a moment of change, a big bang, a moment where everything becomes new, a moment where everything in their life is permanently changed forever. Okay, do you kind of have something? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do two sets of 2-minute writing. So get ready, get your pen and pencil ready. I tell you every single time to have a notebook you like writing in, like my butterfly notebook. And I don't just mean that. Like, I know a lot of people are still typing when they do this work. Don't type when you do this work unless you have to because of a different ability. Fly has fled. Yeah, he's not dead at least. But don't type. Handwriting is really important. It's your connection to your heart. It's your connection to your brain. And also when you transcribe that handwriting and type it, that's another phase of the process that's really important. It's the organizing ideas phase. So this is the free writing phase, the data dump phase. You're just writing as much as you can. You can write in point form. You can change ideas halfway, whatever. You have a character or characters. They have... they're going through a major change. Something's going to happen that's going to change their life, right? That's the tension leading up to it and coming down from it. So we're actually going to go backwards today. So you don't actually meet your story at once upon a time. That's not how stories work. You're going to write for 2 minutes. You're going to pretend the change already happened. It's done. It happened. And for 2 minutes, I want you to write anything about what happens after. How do they cool down from it? How are they changed from it? How, maybe there's more than one answer. Maybe you don't know yet. So you're not stuck how you started. So for 2 minutes, I want you to write about the aftermath of the change. Something happened. It's done. This is the next day. This is the next year. This is the moments after. I want you to write for 2 minutes, nonstop. Don't think, don't edit. Write blah, blah, blah if you get stuck. Ready, set, go. We'll go to the fly cam. 2 minutes. What happens after the change? Any details, words, words, words. Don't edit. How do you know things are different? What's different now? Thirty more seconds. Any words, list them in point form. Last 10 seconds, last words. 3, 2, 1, stop. Even you, Michaela, stop writing. And the next thing is, so it's like we're looking at it backwards, and often that's true. You don't meet your story at once upon a time. That's when your audience meets your story. Sometimes the best thing you can do is go backwards through your piece, or write from the moment you know backwards and forwards. Don't go in order. But now I want you to think about before the moment happened. How were we amping up towards the moment? What was happening? How did we know it was coming? Did we know it was coming? Was it a surprise? What were the states of people's minds and hearts and feelings before everything started? So this is the amping up towards the big moment of change, okay? So you just wrote what happened after. This is, I see you, Mika, I see you. So keep going. 2 minutes, amping up, build that tension. What is the tension? How do we know it's coming? Ready? Set. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Bye. 2 minutes, go. How were things before it happened? One more minute, write even faster. It's a race. Go, fill that page. Surprise yourself. The best stuff comes in the last 30 seconds. If you don't quit, go faster. Ten seconds. 3, 2, 1. So this is just a data dump. You can go back to this a million times. You can always do activities like this. You don't have to be like fine tuning or feeling like, oh, it's not enough time. If 2 minutes isn't enough time for you, good. You're going to be excited to write more later. So it's good that you feel like you want to write more, right? You've kind of just opened up the ideas of what amped up, what led to this change, what was the tension building, right? And don't distract from that. Don't put 15 tensions in there so that the audience has no clue, unless you're trying to distract them, which is another thing. And you just did the cool down too, which is like what happened after, or maybe the change made everything amp up. I don't know. You did the before and you did the after. I want you to think about the moment now, the moment of change, the moment where everything there's like a climactic moment where everything is changed forever. Or maybe it's like an initial moment where everything changes forever and we're going to see the aftermath. But basically what I want you to think about is that moment of change. I want you to look at everything you just wrote about what led up to it, what were the tensions building. I want you to look at everything you just wrote about what happened after or potentially could happen after. And I want you to try to answer this in one statement for me. Is my story brings us from A to B. The A is what you wrote in that leading up, and the B is what you wrote in the cooling down coming off of the big change. And I want you to just become really aware in one sentence, try to articulate. My story brings me from confusion to understanding, or maybe from understanding to confusion, right? Tension also doesn't have to be Jaws or like a shark coming. Sometimes like somebody wants to ask someone to marry them is the tension of the scene. Or sometimes somebody wants to find out who killed their father is the tension of the play, right? So I want you to try to answer that question for me in one sentence. And once you think you have it, I'll give you a minute, but type it into the comments if you want, and we'll talk about it if you're fast. So I'll give you 1 minute. My change or my story brings me from A to B. From this emotion to that emotion, or from this verb to that verb. I want you to try that out. If you have any questions, let me know. You have 1 minute. Type it in the comments when you think you got it. This story brings us from love to commitment, from innocence to adulthood, from confusion to more confusion, from chaos to, oh no, my thing's blocking it, from chaos to maturity. I like that. I like the question mark too, because it's like we're not fully mature, but we're not as chaotic perhaps. Brings me from chaos, another chaos, to resistance. Resistance, resilience. That's good. So from chaos to resistance, it's almost like everything's spinning and I learned how to like push back against it maybe. It's interesting. Look at all this chaos. Give me one more. Somebody else, be brave. The whole point of doing this exercise is that it's about finding the in-between spaces. That's really good writers understand what is the in-between spaces I'm exploring. In the mountaintop, they're going from like a height to like a fear and an anxiety, right? To a confusion, to a doubt. He's going through the doubt of his whole life. Or I don't know, maybe that's not exactly true. Brings us from alienation to belonging. Great, and it's like you understand that journey now. Don't distract from that tension. Build up the alienation, make the belonging strong, come back down, right? From a controlled chaos, and a lot of chaos today, to blind confusion. That's interesting. From independence to family, it's also knowing your archetypes, right? Like how many stories are there about independence to family? What's your angle of that in-between space? From choice to painful actualization. Ooh, I like that. I mean, I don't like that painful, but it's like poetic. From curiosity to resistance. From blind trust to great understanding. So this is all really beautiful. I love all this. Ooh, Kenny. From unappreciation to unwanted freedom. I don't want to run out of time. We got to end it today. But this is the in-between space. So have your characters now free write in the voice of your character about going on that journey. Don't have them just be free as if they've learned it all. You have to watch them learn what you've learned. You have to watch them go through what you've gone through. Self-hatred, people-pleasing to self-love. Who doesn't need a story about that, right? Good job, Tyson. So thank you all for joining me. Please be sure to like and share if you care. Show, don't tell that you care by a like and share. It really helps. And also the next 2 sessions are going to be a 2-part workshop. We're going to be doing writing activities based on the monologues of my all-time favorite actress. And there's going to be part 1 on Friday. Or wait, is today Friday? Or today Monday? Part 1 on Monday, part 2 on Friday. So if you really love actresses, even guess in the comments who's it going to be. But we have a bunch of writing. It's going to be fast writing. It's going to be a lot of writing. Come prepared. Thank you all for coming. I love you all very much. Keep safe. Be good. Do a share and a like if you can. And join Playwrights Workshop Montreal's Facebook page. Bye, everybody.